Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show. Welcome to a very special edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and tonight we are celebrating Pride 2022. Yep, for all of you all that are supporters of Pride, let's make some noise. Yay!
Yes.
Tonight's show is a very special show in many different ways. Not only do we have a wonderful group of co-hosts joining us tonight to make this conversation happen, one of our co-hosts is an award-winning author, activist, just all-around dynamic woman. She's in the box next to me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our good friend, Monika Pickett.
Hey, Art. Hey,
How
Chris.
are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me back.
It is a pleasure to have you back. You always help us celebrate Pride the right way. We're going to talk about the trilogies of romantic, saucy little novels you have written. Real quick, tell everybody about your newest piece, and then later on we'll talk about everything down the line.
Well, the third installment of the Pretty Boy Blue trilogy, which is the Evolution of Nikki Blue, dropped a couple weeks ago, and it was so amazing, Art, because it was the first Saturday of Pride, which happened to be my 55th birthday, and then 5 hours later, my third grandbaby arrived. So I was like, look at God showing out.
Yes. Well, congratulations. We are very, very happy to hear all of that. I can't wait to get into more of an in-depth conversation with you later. Last but not least is someone who, oh boy, we knew each other. We came back into each other's lives, and we have now found what we consider somewhat of a combination of how to make, see, I think I'm getting a little disdain about it, but the combination of how to make friendships grow, and hopefully they'll turn into a relationship. My good friend, my buddy, my partner, the one and only, the blonde, I call him the blonde bull, but he's the blonde bull this evening. How are you? Yay!
Can you hear me?
Can you hear? We can't hear you. Is your mic on? Huh?
I think his mic is muted.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we can't hear you.
Oh.
Uh-oh. We want to figure it out? Figure it out and pop back in. Oh, can you hear us now? Uh-oh. Can you hear us at all? I'm going to pop you out and we'll get that fixed. So let's continue to talk about some of the things that are going on in our country right now. I was looking at the Today Show earlier today, and they now want to put a ban on transgender, if I'm saying that correctly, athletes, and are now saying that if they make the change, it would have to be by the age of 12. And if we look at what they've been saying in Florida with the no gay, but yet I feel our young children are, exposed and being accepting of this. What do you feel about all of this that's going on with this?
I have to say that I'm a little torn. First of all, why such a young age? Why at the age of 12?
Right.
And I understand that because from the many conversations and interviews I've had with you, I came out at the age of 13, so I know what it feels like to have that healthy sense of self-awareness at such a young age. But why the age of 12? It just seems so young. And then, I'm kind of torn on the ban when it comes to transgender individuals competing in the opposite sex competition. So I'm just torn about it, Art. I don't know. I'm really torn about that. I forgot the name of the swimmer who
Right.
was, the name of that swimmer. I'm just torn about it. I don't even have the words because I'm torn about it. I don't really know if I agree with a transgender woman
Right.
performing and competing against women who are cisgender women.
Cisgender. Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna add Blonde Bull back to the conversation. Can you hear us now? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you guys great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We can. Very good. We were talking about something. We're going to add you into the conversation in just a second. But I introduced you. I'm glad the technical issues got resolved. And I was going to allow you to say hello to the audience and say whatever you had to say. And then we're going to get back into this conversation. Go right ahead.
Absolutely. So, hey, guys. I am the mystery man, Blonde Bull. Also, my name is Chris, if you want to know my government name. I'm the other half of the great Chat Daddy. I just call him Art because that's all I'm seeing him as. We've been knowing of each other. Well, like you said, we met in the past, and here we are back again, and we're going on lucky number 9 months, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm very, very, very grateful to be considered Art's other half. And
that's
it's
wonderful.
been fun. He's a very great guy, and I'm very invested into him and see where this relationship goes.
Congratulations.
You gonna make me cry. Oh my God, you gonna make me cry. That was, and look, that was not a paid endorsement. That was not a paid endorsement. I know we in political season. I know all of that. That was not a paid endorsement. Wu Fang and I have been getting along, and we really do appreciate each other.
That's one. I'm so happy for you both. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, let's get back to our conversation. Chris, we were talking about the whole thing that we saw this morning on the news, where if you are a cis male, transgender, 12 years old would be the age that you would have had to have the surgery done in order to be able to compete. Now, here's what I found out. That, of course, young men's bodies start really developing at the age of 12, 13. So then that's when their bodies go into the real muscular, starting to take shape and form and things like that. Where, of course, if they don't do it before 12, really that's a boy's body. And I've seen this in many situations where I'm like, okay. And again, being a longtime member of the LGBTQ plus community, I'm not trying to be offensive, but I'm like, damn, that's a boy's body on that girl. And you can tell, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Chris, you're the younger generation. What do you think?
Well, what I think is what you're saying, Art, Chad, I'll call you, I don't know which one to call you, but I'm going to call you what I call you normally, Art, or I'll call you Chad. This is a professional name. I get what you're saying about, once, of course, puberty for a man or a guy or a boy or however you want to call it, starts at 12 years old. But, I mean, to each its own. I mean, life is a choice. Things happen every day. People want to be with whoever they want to be. Life is more liberal now. So, yes, they might have went through the puberty after 12 and things like that, but everybody's entitled to, express themselves how they want to express themselves. And it's like this trans swimmer is getting basically picked on and dismissed due to something that, she wants to be portrayed how she wants to portray. And I don't think that's really fair. I get it, you're in the man's body and, the women and the things like that. And also another fun fact, which I'll tell, we can get into a little later in the conversation, that, I mean, everybody's entitled to live the life how they want to live. You can't knock anybody for that. And you can't really, and I don't think it's fair to chastise somebody, even though, yes, it's sports and all the good stuff, but, I mean, there have to be room and exception for, people that may not want to, really be, well, they wasn't born as a woman or wasn't born as a man or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But my question is, okay, and I understand both perspectives, your perspective and Chris's perspective, but is that really fair in terms of competition? I don't know. That's why I'm torn. Is that really fair? Because you still have the body of a man. You know, I need to do more research on how hormones affect your body when you take the hormones in terms of transition. But is that fair to still, you know, you still have the body of a man, and you still, some of them may have anatomically, you know, the body of a man, but is that fair in terms of competition to compete against women, cisgender women?
Well, speaking of the anatomically parts, which leads to my fun fact, which I found out that Miss was Miss Thomas, Miss Leah Thomas, actually still has her male genitalia. And she's actually into women, so it's like that's kind of murky territory. And what you're saying is a valid point. I mean, what I'm trying to figure out, what's another possible thing. I mean, I guess you could, if you want to, create a trans swimming team if you really want to, but I don't think no one really paid any attention to it versus, you know, women's swimming team. So it's like,
well, now that's a great question, though. In this day and age where we are now wanting people to respect those of the LGBTQ plus community, where more of us who are of color are prominent, doing the damn thing, able to speak articulate, you know, and it's not based on just wild sex. I think our own people have had the wrong perception of us for years and how we do things. Now, I do think that might work where if people who have, you know, made the change and started an Olympic team, there are the gay Olympics, there are a lot of things, but a male body that's well built is always going to outbeat a well built female body just because of the dynamics of how the body is structured.
I agree.
Right. All right. Well, very good. That was a great conversation. I want to move on to our next conversation. I want to talk about what does it mean to be LGBTQ plus in 2022. And we're going to start with you, darling, and get your take on it. Ladies first, and then Chris, you and I'll flip for age over beauty. How about that?
See, I didn't know when you said darling like that. I thought you were talking to Chris. I didn't know you were talking.
Oh yeah, no, he only called darling on payday. So yeah.
You know, I really think that you know, we've grown a lot. We've come a long way in terms of equality. I think we have a lot of growing to do, but I just think that in 2022, you know, you have the possibility to live your authentic life, you know, and I know that a lot of people still struggle with, you know, coming out to family, to church members, to in the workplace. I have a lot of friends who still struggle with that, and that's okay. I think coming out is a personal issue in terms of when that's okay for you personally. But I just think that now that anyone can live their authentic lives and loving who they choose to love. And again, we've had this conversation, Art, in terms of being members of the LGBTQ community. Who would choose this life? I mean, really, who would want to, you know, to be discriminated against? And it's just, you know, and we won't even talk about the numbers of Black trans women that are murdered.
Yes.
Yeah. Who would want to choose this? So this is not a choice. This is who God made me. This is who I was born to be.
Yep. I couldn't agree with you more. What a beautiful statement on that. Blonde Bull, what do you think about this?
Oh, well, what I think about, even though, yes, we made a lot of progress in that people are now becoming more, I guess, freer and more liberated to able to live the authentic lives, you know, especially now that, you know, of course, we're adding more letters into, it used to be just LGBT. Now it's LGBTIA plus. You know,
listen, we better not add another damn letter because I'm getting old. I can't remember all these letters.
You see, I be sitting here talking about the LBDGBDB. Right. But again, I don't want to be offensive. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I don't want to be that old offensive gay man that is like, okay, I'm not calling people the correct things. The one thing I'm gonna give Chris credit for is he keeps me on my toes because he's very proud about who he is. I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No problem. I mean, yeah, you got what you guys saying because sometimes it trips me up on how many, you know, letters that's adding on to the LGBT acronym. But I'm all for it because everybody's entitled to live their authentic truth. And I think as right now here in 2022, we made, like I said, made a long progress versus where we was, you know, um, 10 years ago. Let's just say, or 20 years ago. Let's just say. I know from what I've gathered from older people of the LGBT that life was harder back then. Being LGBT and living your authentic truth and being worried about chastised and things like that, which I can totally understand. And my heart goes out for you. And I want to hurt every single body that chastised LGBT members back in the day. But where we are now, I think it's amazing that everybody can live their truth. There's a place for everybody, wherever it's you can be lesbian, gay, bi, trans, intersex, asexual, wherever ABCD, everything acting with the
You so
letters.
funny. You so funny. We get it. You kidding me? Is that it?
No, I'm not. I'm not kidding you. But I think as years continue to grow, and especially as we're here in 22, especially coming off of a pandemic, it's that we need to continue being more prideful. And I think what it also a good important point for us as LGBTQIA plus members is for us to not let go of the negative talk, the critiques, the things like that. At the end of the day, you have yourself and how you want to make yourself happy, and how you make yourself happy by living your authentic truth and paying no mind to negative comments. Unless
Yeah.
some comments put money in your pocket, don't worry about them.
Yay. See why I love it.
Absolutely.
See why I love it. Absolutely. Yes. So, Monica, I'm going to let you go in with a question. You might want to talk to us about some things. What you got for us tonight?
Personally or professionally?
Well, either one. We don't want to answer. We know we're not to say anything. How about that?
Okay, so I am so happy for you, Art and Chris. Um, I just want to ask you, Art. So I know that a while ago we talked about, going through divorce or, breakups, and what did it feel like, and what does it feel like now to finally open your heart again to someone? And from what I understand, Chris is a little younger than you. So how has that been for you emotionally?
Well, I appreciate you asking that question. And he and I talk about this quite often.
Mhm.
Chris and I had met before, and when we met, I thought he was an amazing young man then, but I really
Mhm.
honestly told him that, you need to get some age, some experience, some life on you. If we ever happen to run into each other ever again, when we are, single, and if things click, it clicks. And the thing for me is the pandemic changed my life about a lot of things.
Right.
Where I had a high priority list, where I've been through a lot. You and I have talked about the ups and downs and struggles of life. And I just said, coming out of this pandemic, I'm going to find me somebody to have fun with. I'm going to live
Mhm.
again. I
Yeah.
survived. I was in quarantine. Thank God for my bubble, my friends. But other than that, I was like, I'm going to find somebody to breathe on me every night. I'm going to find somebody to love on me. I love on them. And that's pretty much how it happened. As far as the age thing, yes, an age difference, but the
Mhm.
maturity is incredible.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Chris often says to me, he is his age, but he has 40-year-old problems. And
Hmm.
so he acts like somebody that does things right. Out of all the people
Mhm.
I've dated, and it's been a minute, but
Mhm.
maturity has been just the key factor in all of this. And I appreciate him for that.
And that's
So
wonderful.
yes, Chris, I'm gonna put the camera on you. Let's go.
Oh boy, what's up? What you want to know? Oh,
What is it? I mean, what is that like? I mean, like I said, Art and I, we talked about relationships and, not being in a relationship for, a while. And now he seems very happy, and I'm very happy for you both. And what does that feel like for you?
um, It warms my heart to the core because boy, I can go on and on. And art, know this, thing like it's like I want to take and just keep chipping at that heart because I know in the beginning, which I completely understand, your guard was way up, your heart was really like blocked off because like you said, coming off from the pandemic and the going what you came through and things like that. So it's like I had to think. Well, I'm always thinking about art and put myself in his shoes, saying like just be patient, work with him little by little, put that little flame on that ice heart, and melts a little by little, and keep on going at that water, keep it breaking it down and down. And I think that for the most part, that art has allowed me to be able into heart. Like I said, I'm very grateful to be in a relationship with him. Cat Daddy, everything, even though all your accolades and everything is great, and I really highly respect that. But I love you for you being kind, you being caring, you being genuine, you being concerned about me, always checking up on me. Of course, it's nice to know I can lay up against you and breathe on your neck all day and drool, all those. Um, so and it's all a learning process because as art is learning, I'm learning, we're learning together how to continue growing together. We keep dating each other, and I told Art that we're going to continue to get to know each other until God called both of us home. And I'm very looking forward to seeing how this process work out.
Wait a minute, Chris. Do you have a sister?
Right. right. Look, that's why really, I feel that this is really an ordained relationship for many reasons, because I really was not trying to be bothered with anybody. And I said, right. I told you this at lunch. I was like, girl, I'm good. I can move on, do something different. But I think God has finally brought me a helpmate, somebody who is kind and generous and has, really has my best interest in hand, but I also want to have his best interest in hand.
Right.
So, but no, it's been wonderful. And the joke is, whenever we say kind and nice things to each other, we always say, where's the puke bag? Because we be like, stop saying that to me. Stop saying that to me. Where the puke bag? And then what's our other joke that we always say?
Yeah, I completely forgot.
What? The one about you want me to live to be 108 years old.
Oh yeah, Lord.
Yeah, I said, why? Because I want you to live to be 108. Because we saw something where somebody was like celebrating 50 years of marriage or whatever, and he was like, oh, I so want us to get to that. And I was like, boy, do you know how old I am? If we get right, I'm like, he talking about, I want you to live to be 108. I said, oh goodness, okay. So,
well, the reason why I said that, and that not to me get like really personal or sentimental or emotional, because I won't start crying on camera. Got to keep it cute.
Yes, that's right.
That after, and I told Art this, that after him, I'm kind of done the relationship. That's why I said like I would love for you to live to like 108, 120, so that when your time needs to go, and I can make sure that your legacy lives on, I'm ready to go out right after that.
You know what? You a mess. You a mess. Well, we're going to live the best life until then. Look, I'm living my best life, baby. All right. What else you want to know from us? You're a great interviewer. Look out, Oprah.
I'm just trying to get some tips, honey, because, after I've talked to a lot of female friends who unfortunately have gone through breakups or divorce. And, while I was writing this trilogy, although my work is fiction, it's loosely based on my life. And I've learned so much about myself writing this trilogy. And, in terms of a woman, I think a lot of times women, we are so we throw ourselves into being a good mother and being a good wife. And so then our children grow up and they go off and have their families. And then unfortunately, some of us are divorced. And then, after 50, and we've talked about this, Art, it's like, okay, I'm 49 and I'm 55 now. But when I was going through a divorce, I was like, oh my God, who am I outside of Kyle's mother and being someone's wife? And I didn't know that. I know that now. but I didn't know it at the time. And so at first I was like, I just think I may join a damn convent because I don't think I can do this again. I'm just saying. But then when I saw you, Art, I was like, oh my God, he is happy. I was like, okay, well, maybe, I'm going to start living and having fun. I got some things lined up, but, it's just quite encouraging.
This is what I tell any of my female friends, whether gay, straight, in between, whatever the case may be, and even some of my male friends. You've got to open yourself up. Chris said it best, that he's had to chisel away and it has been a trust thing and, honesty and just making sure everything has been above board. But in this day and age, again, a pandemic came along and wiped out just thousands and thousands of people, unemployment, all of that. I want me somebody to hang out with, somebody to go to the beach, somebody
have fun and laugh,
laugh, do all of that kind of stuff. I just love the fact, Chris and I attended a gala this past Saturday night, and where, I'm starting to have mobility issues as I get older and need to, as we all know, health issues. Chris is the one that got up and danced with all my female friends at the gala. They just love it now. So, it's that type of thing that I think everybody needs to try to find them somebody. And I know a lot of ladies are like, I don't want nobody younger than me and all that. I don't know. A lot of these young people have old souls, and a lot of these young people are doing very well. Chris treats me well. Some people would think this might be a sugar daddy situation. I'm an agave daddy right now. Chris is more than sugar daddy, right? He more than sugar daddy, right? So, you just never know. Open yourself up. Chris, what advice would you give her?
Well, with anything, it's a risk. It's it's a chance. You gotta, put yourself on the line, see where things go, and just, hope for the best. Yes, we wish we live in a world that, everything will be perfect. We found, the perfect, prince, and however the case when you want it to be. But this all comes with the trial and error. I mean, you should know a person. Well, once you if you want to get involved with a certain, from probably the first day or two, and if your radar is still working, you should know that, okay, this person is good for you, or this person is bad for you, or this person is just good for a booty call, or this person is good for maybe just hanging out. So it's all about making sure that you don't lose yourself in anything, and make sure your radar is up and working and always working 24/7. I can tell you, what's your famous infamous quote? I'm waiting for the last shoe to fall off.
Yep, I'm waiting for the other shoe to fall off. That's always been my saying. And the funniest thing is, in this relationship, I now have taken my shoes off. You get what I'm saying? I'm not waiting for the other shoe to fall off.
Right,
oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah, no, we have proven ourselves. A friend of mine said the biggest test for any couple is when you take that first trip together. And I agree with him on that. We had a wonderful trip, and we looking forward to other trips. If gas wasn't so high now and airfare, we'd be, but we are, interested in learning. And I think what I appreciate more is he is a sponge, and I am a sponge for what he has to teach me. So,
wonderful.
Right. Yeah. But no, you're going to find somebody. You too fine. You too fine not to find somebody.
Oh, honey.
You too fine not to find somebody.
Another also a piece of advice is that when you're dating or friends with somebody, every day is a chance to prove yourself and prove your loyalty to your person. As long as that person is making the consistent effort saying that I'm not on any BS, no matter how many years you've been in a relationship, you always still dating that person, and you always, yourself is on the line. Because if people will think like that keep yourself, that you're on the line, you have to consistently prove yourself every day, no matter how many years you're into the relationship.
And the one thing he and I both have agreed, that we're gonna take age out of the equation. Right. That age makes no difference. Just like you. Well,
I'm not too sure about him.
I'm learning. But here's the deal where he doesn't understand. I have to realize he's only lived so many years, and I'm always trying to help him because we've been there, done that. We done bought the product, used it, returned it, all of that. And that's why I want to tell him before you get in any danger and trouble, let me try to guide you the right way. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. All right. Very good. You are really a pickpocket. Who is a pickpocket? You are really pickpocket. Oh, what that's about. Okay. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy. Glad to be here with you guys on the first day of summer 2022. Today is the longest day, as well as it's the official kickoff to summer. Tonight, I have two amazing co-hosts who are here with me this evening. Tonight is our special Pride show. This will be our last show until Monday, July 11th. That's when we'll be back. We'll be on hiatus. We're doing tonight's show to be able to celebrate all things Pride. And so coming up in just a little bit, we're going to have some of the co-hosts of the hit Foxhole show, The House, and they're going to talk to us tonight about wonderful late night Gab Fest, where tonight this is a special Pride show, and we're talking about LGBTQ plus, lifestyle. These people talk about it every night, and they're just a great group of people, and we're looking forward to talking.
Wow, wonderful.
I watched it faithfully, and it's a great show. You guys have to tune in.
Yes. We're talking, our co-host tonight is the lovely Miss Monika Pickett. Yay!
So kind. Yay.
She's an author, an activist, most sought after speaker, a diva extraordinaire, and she's single, ladies. She's single. All the single ladies, right? So we're gonna try to get her matched up, and then in the box below is who you all have been seeing on social media as Boo. This was well talked out, so nobody's been forced, nobody's been prodded. We will be starting a podcast very soon, where we're going to talk about our relationship and what makes it work. He is Chris to me and everybody that is personal to us, but he is the Blonde Bull. What's up, Blonde Bull? That's his Hollywood name now. He got a Hollywood name. Yes. How you feel?
Great. I feel amazing tonight, especially to be with my other half and be with such an amazing boss woman, Miss Monika.
Oh,
yes. Isn't that wonderful? It is. Well, we're going to bring our next guest on in just a little bit. We want to remind everyone, whatever you do, Monika, you brought up some great things about the number of transgender women that have gone missing, that have been murdered. Let's talk real quick about that before we bring our guests on. What can we do to help that situation? Is this a thing with our government officials? Is this something that needs more media attention? Let's talk about that briefly.
I think it definitely needs more media attention. But then I think it's, the root of it, the crux of it is, we still have to, the LGBTQ community, we still have to deal with discrimination and, the fact that a lot of these in the numbers are just very skewed when it comes to Black trans women being murdered. And, for example, when they're murdered in the media, when it's reported, they call what they call dead naming. For example, they will report on their given name, their government name versus the name they have chosen. So it's just a lot of different moving parts, but I think media, definitely more media and definitely more funding in terms of, how we're going to address it, because it really is a pandemic. These numbers are horrific.
It really is. It really, really is. So if there's anything that you guys can do to support this effort of trying to get more media coverage about the number of transgendered women who have been murdered, missing, especially in the Black and brown communities across this country. We need to have a bigger conversation about this. We really do. And if there's anything that can be done to help get more support around this, I think it's important, because we want all people to be loved, accepted, be who you want to be. Don't be living for somebody else. Be who you want to be. All right. Well, our next guest this evening, we're excited to welcome them to the show. This is going to be like a party line tonight. How many people remember a party line back in the day? Right. Yeah. Friday night, you at home, nothing to do, you get on that party line. And so this is going to be a party line tonight. This show is a runaway show on Fox Soul. It is a dinner party. It is much like what we all enjoy, great conversation, well-rounded topics and subjects, and I think each one of the hosts bring their own flair. Their backgrounds are from, working in the field of studying the mind to the world of hair and so on and so on. And we're just honored to welcome them tonight. In honor of Pride, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome 3 of the hosts of the hit runaway show, The House. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's welcome them all in. We're going to let them all introduce themselves. Yay!
Yay! Welcome.
Hold on, let's see. Right. Uh-oh, are they coming in?
Hey!
Uh-oh.
Hey!
Yay, hey!
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, guys.
Hey. I see you, Chris.
Hi. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
It is a pleasure to have you all here tonight. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, put your thumbs up. Good. Okay, y'all know I got the government Wi-Fi, so it may go out in a minute. It may go out, so y'all just be patient. If it go out, I'll try to connect back with you all. Chris, seeing that you're from Chicago, we are family pretty much. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and your wonderful co-host, and then I want to get down to the nitty-gritty and talk to you guys tonight about pride and what does it mean to be African American and LGBTQ plus. Let's go right ahead. Thanks, Chris. Here we take off.
All right. Well, I am Chris Curson. I am super excited to be with you, Chat Daddy, because, we have talked about this opportunity and the possibility of me coming and talking about The House and our TV show on Fox Soul and what we do and how we have these dinner conversations. And like literally, this is like a dream come true because you have been an institution here in Chicago as someone who provokes conversation and everybody. You are like one of the most connected people in Chicago that I know, and I love that and love that about you. And so my co-hosts who were able to make it, I believe Aaron was under the weather and wasn't able to join us tonight, but then Antonio and Cheryl, we just round out this great cast of characters that invite then other special guests who come to the show and they share their stories. And I think that what's really special about our show is that it's not just a talk show, but it's an intimate show that talks very intimately about the experiences of Blacks in the LGBTQIA plus community. And just hearing some of the conversations you guys were talking about earlier, it was very, very prevalent to the type of conversations that we have on a regular basis for all of the seasons we've had so far, which we're in our 2nd season now. So
wonderful.
Yay, wonderful. I love you guys. I really do. Cheryl and Antonio, I'm so glad you both are here. Cheryl, we're going to come to you. I saw them glamming you up, honey, in the green room. I was like, wait a minute, that wasn't in the budget. All I said was a link to get in the studio. But no, Cheryl, welcome to the show. Yeah, baby, I saw him glamming you up. Go ahead, introduce yourself, and let's get to know you.
Well, my name is Cheryl Rich, and Chris, thank you for reaching out to your hometown as someone who was a forerunner in the business of bringing LGBTQIA plus community together. And again, Cheryl Rich, I'm out of Cleveland, Ohio. I always say the inner city streets, been through a whole heck of a lot. And just honored to share the stage with all of you right here and honored to be a part of The House with Antonio, Chris, Aaron, Kurt T. Jones, our director, showrunner, who has literally carried us on his back, Doug DeLuca, co-producer, Jimmy Kimmel, who put his name on an all-gay Black talk show. Just a miracle is happening, indeed.
Wonderful.
Wow, how fabulous is that? Well, look, Now that I know you all have a budget, I need to come to the house one night. Look, right. I meet Bufang and I need to come to the house. Right. Yes, very.
You better bring sleeping bags. That budget ain't all of that, okay?
Look,
I'm talking about what budget? I just said Noir is over here.
Bring your sleeping bags.
Budget. Like, do we have one of those? But
look, however it works, we would love to come hang out with you guys. And look, and we'll have to just stay at somebody's house. We'll have to bunk up, whatever the case may be. Look, we LGBTQ plus, we know what to do. Right. Very good.
Right.
Antonio, I want to come to you last but not least. Honored to have you here as well, too. Please introduce yourself and tell us all about the magic that you make with this show.
Well, I'm Antonio Lamont, and first of all, thank you for having us. It's an absolute pleasure, and the more we can turn more people onto the show, which I'm so proud to be a part of and share the table with my fellow co-hosts as well. I think what I bring to the show, I don't know, I guess I bring a daddy vibe. Which I embrace, by the way. I feel like I've been doing this work for 4 decades, and I feel very honored and pleased to be able to be a part of this kind of platform at this particular time in our trajectory and in our society. So it's just a lot of fun, and I think it's very meaningful, and that's why it's really important to me to be a part of it.
Beautiful. It's a pleasure. It really is. Thank you so much. Both of my co-hosts, we were just saying, what an honor to know that a show like this has been developed. You guys made it through your first season. You're going into the next. And I think that this type of conversation is imperative now more than ever. We were talking earlier. I just was recently on television here in Chicago. You never know who might be signing your paycheck. You never know who might make the next decision or move for you. And so I want to start off by asking the question of, why is being LGBTQ plus in 2022 still a big issue? Cheryl, I want to start with you.
Okay, let me see if I can come back. Let's see. Hold on for a second. Go to Antonio. Luar, can you come back? I'm at Luar's house, so I guess the phone rang or something.
Antonio, I'll go ahead with you, and then Chris will come around. We'll let her get that adjusted.
Sure, I'll jump in. I mean, I think if we look at civil rights, period, that same question could be asked about the Black experience, the women's experience in our society. So I know that, we have a very short lifetime, each of us, and we want to see tremendous change quickly. And what we can see when we look back in history is it really doesn't happen that way. So sadly, it is something that we must always be engaged in this journey of saying, these are the voices that are important, and that's everyone. Because, we're talking about a slice of society, but there's so many communities that are doing the exact same thing we're doing, and that's trying to have a voice, trying to be seen, trying to be respected and recognized on some kind of equitable platform. Mm-hmm. And so I think that we will always, as humans, be trying to negotiate how we share space and how we share resources and how we share happiness with one another. And, we can look at it as glass half empty or glass half full. I happen to be a very optimistic person. So I look at it as a continuation of the work that we're all here to do as humans on the planet at this time.
My God, I love that. I really do. Chris, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to Cheryl if she's ready, and then we'll come back to Chicago. Chicago, we know how to knock it out the ballpark. Cheryl, go right ahead.
Well, this is, thank you so much. It's very important in today's world, and it was important when we were all young. When I was pushing this show, and Aaron Johnson Levy wrote it, I started the whole ball to rolling. I don't want to forget Doug Jeffrey, who 41 Cents, who put up the first money. I pushed this not for me, but it was really for the Black man. That's how it all started out. Kurt T. Jones said, we're going to have an all-gay Black male panel. And I was like, huh? He said they have all white shows. And I thought, wow, something I never thought about. So this show is of the utmost importance right now, most of all for our young people, to let them know We are here. We are logical people. We believe in being who we are so that we can keep our psyche healthy. And it's just more important than ever. We just had King George Floyd assassinated in front of the world, and it changed the world. You know, I often say a dope like me, a drug addict like me, changed the world. So the house is very important, and we thank people like you, all of you, and your co-host for saying, "Hey, come on our platform and talk about the importance of showing good role models." Indeed.
Very good, very good. Chris, your take?
Yes. Well, I think that our show is incredibly important to the multi-generational audience. So that the idea that there are people who can be in their teens or their 20s or their 40s or their 60s and still have a takeaway from this show. So that whether it's for them personally or it's for a loved one or someone in their family, that there is something that they have to gain and to be a part of and be connected to. And for me, that's been my interest from the very beginning. It's been less about what we're doing in this magnanimous way, but in a very specific way for that individual that was able to feel better about themselves and to feel that they actually mattered when they thought they may have not, or that they have a child or a relative that they now offer more consideration to that they hadn't in the past, that they actually see someone famous that they thought one thing about them. And then now watching them on our show, they go, wow, I had no idea that really happened to that person. And so I think that's important. So that for me, that's the part of the show that I love, is the idea that there's always this special surprise that happens. And sometimes, you know, the surprises can be a little heated, but there's
I love it. I do. I love it. I love it. Monika, go ahead with a question. I've seen you sitting there thinking, you having a background in media and being a veteran. And of course, you know, the award-winning author that you are. This cast is pretty great. What do you think about what's being said so far?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so wonderful. And, you know, when I think about all of you talk about, you know, the importance of representation and role models, not only for the LGBTQIA community who will come behind us. As I was telling Art before the show began, I just completed the final installment of my trilogy. And I often think of the shoulders that I stand on, like the James Baldwin, who moved to Europe because he was not respected and appreciated as an author because he was also a gay Black man. I think about my grandchildren. Not only is this my legacy, this is their legacy. And I want them to be able to say, wow, you know, my Nana came out when she was 13. That had to be difficult. I mean, and they can't read my books while I'm here on earth, right? But, you know, I want them to be able to read that one day and say, wow, my grandmother went through this, but she made it. So I just think I agree with all of you. It's just representation and having role models. And, you know, I think it's important for people who may be struggling with their sexuality, who are younger or older, who can look at me and say, oh my gosh, you know, they don't have to wonder if I'm a lesbian or if I'm bisexual. I am. This is who I am. But that's only a small part of who I am.
Right.
Wow, that's beautiful. It really, really is. Any of our guests want to respond back to what she just commented about? And then Chris will be to you in just a second. Go ahead. Chris, did you want to say something? Huh?
Oh, no. I thought you meant the other Chris. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I just say, I respect you for saying, you know, no one has to wonder if I am lesbian, if I am bisexual. I'm saying it. You know, I am now 63 years old, and I love to claim that because I had.
Yes, you look wonderful, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you look fabulous, right?
But my son, who I had at 12, he was, he left his body at 18. So early on, I really got an appreciation for age, and I didn't even know it till now. And I tell young people, you either get to grow old, you make a beautiful young corpse. So today, I have been back and forth with my sexuality. I have been in love with a woman. I have been in love with a man. And when I was making those changes, people were looking at saying to me, you can't do that. That's ridiculous. What's wrong with you? And so today I tell everybody I used to be gay and I used to be straight. Now I just get in bed and go to sleep by 8. And so some of our people out there, and I love what Chris said, both old and young, to just understand, if you can just love, if you are filled with love, hey, all the rest is all good. Claim what you want, but most of all, be loving.
Oh, love. Wow. Oh, by the way, Cheryl, Chris, and Antonio, you all each have a separate invite to come back and hang out with me one night, okay? Because I've done my research on each one of you, and so I need to have each one of you back so we can have a conversation about other things. But I want to go to my Boo Bear, if I could. You being younger than us, hearing this, you being out proud, bold about living life in its authentic way. What do you think about everything that's been said with all of our guests this evening and our fellow co-hosts?
Absolutely. I think everything that was said so far has been amazing. Sharing like what you said, that you live in your authentic truth and you ain't got to worry about anybody questioning you. My theory is if they're questioning you, they must be into you. And it's like, I'm into you. I'm trying to go to bed with you, maybe. But that's just my theory. But
yeah, they pick with you. They want something. They want you in some way, form, or fashion. They may not be aware of it.
Right. Absolutely. Right. But I think it's all amazing what you guys said, and the reason why I love your show, you guys' show so much, is that the fact that you all have our very own individual flavors, but you all guys connect. We all being under the Black LGBTQIA plus umbrella, and that you all each bring your own individual stories to the show that makes the show what it is. Plus, your amazing guests that you guys be having from time to time, and plus that you guys were being so vulnerable. I think for us, LGBTQIA, it's kind of hard being vulnerable due to the fact that we're so used to being criticized. So that wall, phase up that I don't feel like being vulnerable. I don't want to share this. It made me feel any certain type of way. But it's being able to being vulnerable and sharing those stories is that it's helping you and also helping others, for either from straight people knowing what people in the LGBTQIA go through and what their struggles are, from the younger of the LGBT to to relate to what us younger generations go through, from the older generation to younger generation, and vice versa. Which I think that's what everything is about. No matter what you are, is living your authentic truth, and that we can all learn from each other and being able to be vulnerable and share your story. Which I applaud all your guests and everybody for doing that. And I love you. I'm a big fan of your show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
So now this next,
can I make a quick comment to his? So first of all, thank you. I'm so glad to hear your voice. In particular, when I think back, like I said, I've been doing this stuff for like 40 years now on all kind of levels, socially, politically, etc. And I know back then, when I was in my early 20s, what was motivating me was a desire for young people to be able to move differently than my generation was able to move, particularly as it wasn't the whole alphabet at the time, but as gay people. And so just to listen to you and to see the shirt that you're wearing, it was very profound. It was just so nice to see that there's an access that you have that is the result of a lot of the work that we've done, not just this panel, but those of us here and others who aren't here anymore, many who aren't here anymore. So it really warms my heart to be able to see this in front of me. So I just really appreciate hearing your voice. So thank you.
I have you guys to thank. You guys are doing the work, sharing your stories, starting conversations that needs to be had about issues and problems going on with the LGBTQIA alphabet community, and the struggles we go through, how we can work on building solutions to the struggles, how I believe society take, even though we came a long way as the LGBTQIA plus community, but I think they still kind of treat us like a joke and kind of like saying like, oh yeah, you guys are doing this, but we're not really paying you any mind to it. But really putting us in the forefront of saying that we're not a joke, we're here to stay, and the world, we make the world go around versus anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Antonio, I really appreciate what you've said. Not to age any one of us, but I probably have been around and a part of this life for 40 years, 40 plus. And you're right, just the strides that have been made. One of the reasons why I always knew I wanted to date somebody younger than myself. Listen, Cheryl, they keep you on top of things. They look, they keep right. They look right. See, they help you to understand, and you know, the beautiful part about our relationship, he like to go to bed at the same time I do. So it's right.
Don't give up. You said have hope. Have some hope.
Have hope. Have hope. Yeah. People, I'm like, no, we both love to go to bed at the same time. So no. So what are we to expect this new season? What will be the conversations? What will be the topics? Will you guys be adding anything new to the show? Not that the show is not already phenomenal, but what's coming up new on the show this season?
Well, Cheryl is one of our producers, so she might be able to speak more to that.
Yeah. You know, I tell you the truth, I fell back, you know, and I really did let the men handle it. I pushed this for Kurt T. Jones. He's an editor. Kurt is a triple threat. They call it quadruple threat in Hollywood. I'm talking no joke. I was with Doug DeLuca, and I go back years. We reconnected for about 2.5 years. He just let me chase my tail. I would pitch a project, bring somebody to him. He'd be like, ha, 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 nice. That would be it. Then I found Kurt T. Jones, and he called me that day. He said, Cheryl, when you got your big guns, huh? Where you get that Kurt T. Jones from? So Kurt has ran with this project. He's been editing for Howie Mandel. I mean, that's how we got Howie Mandel's studio. So Kurt's
wow.
Along with Fresh, which is Kurt and Mindy, and those three, they come back with it, and then we say. So I just love, it's a surprise to all of us. Am I right, Chris and Antonio?
Yeah, I was going to say, we'll be as surprised as you guys. We are currently in our second season, and this coming Friday will be the 13th episode of season 2. So we're very excited about that.
Congratulations.
And there's been a lot of topics, a range of topics. It's been a very diverse season 2. We've talked with members of the leather community. We've talked with ministers. We've talked with individuals who have become phenoms in the social media space, on TikTok and other platforms. So, I mean, we really have a very diverse group of dinner guests. And we have to shout out to our chef, Sean, who always brings the heat with the food every single episode. So, yeah, I'd say just, tune in, and there's a little bit of something for everybody. And we always try to get a little steamy. This is Chris's favorite segment. Is over third.
Well, and this season, from first season to second season, we added Roe. So we had some nice cocktails sponsored for a few episodes. So that was a nice change of pace to add a lesbian woman to come in. So in addition to the chef, to kind of give us a little taste of something libations, and it was really good. So that was fun. So hopefully there'll be more of that.
And we had a new set in season 2 also.
Yeah, we did. We were able to sit closer together because
very good.
First season in the height of COVID. And so as things got more relaxed, we were able to be more cozy.
Yes, very good. Well, listen, everybody on the top row of this interview, we know how to bring a good bottle of liquor. We know how to bring dessert. And all three of us on this top row would love an invite to come hang out one evening. We just putting it out there. Look, we invited you to our house. We want to be invited to your house. How about that?
There it is. There it is.
And you and Kurt is listening. You feel me? So I'm glad you said that.
Okay,
Yes.
we would love to. Chris and I, even though we've taken the age thing out of the picture, we love to talk about how we've learned from each other because of the age difference. I'm in my winter and he's in his spring. So it's some negotiations that have to happen, but we both have been mature enough. And then Monika, of course, award-winning author and activist and speaker. Monika, let's talk about your book before we let our guests go. And how it's really making an impact, because female literature is not as prevalent as, male literature and erotica. Right. So let's talk about what made you even do this, so our guests will know a little bit about it.
Well, I tend to think of myself as an accidental author. Years ago, when I was living in Chicago, I had a stroke. And I was stuck in a house. I had to learn how to walk again. It was very cold. And so I was housebound. And I felt myself starting to fall into a deep depression. And so I started journaling. And it became a very cathartic process. And as I started journaling, I was like, oh my God, I was married at the time. And I have 2 masters. I have an MBA from Johns Hopkins in marketing. And I was like, oh, I can't be a housewife with an MBA, and I said, I need to recreate myself. So I said, well, I think I'm going to write a book. And as I started writing, again, it became very cathartic. And I said, I think I'm going to morph into an author, and then I'm going to be a bestseller, and then I'm going to work on a screenplay. And so, I'm an independent author. And so, as you all know, it's very different. The struggles are a little more intense, but I've finished the 3rd installment of the Pretty Boy Blue trilogy. The last installment is the Evolution of Nikki Blue, and it's really a coming of age story based on courage and resilience. And I think my mind got the best of me. It's a little saucy. I banned my mother from reading any of the books. So, but even with that, I was like, well, we have stories too. We have lives, we have hopes and dreams. And I tend to think of myself as maybe the female, the lesbian version of Elin Harris when, he did his books. And, I just talk about things that often African-American lesbians, our narratives, our stories are rarely told. And so I'm just really excited about it.
Right.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know. It sounds great.
I know that struggle in that I'm also an author and published the similar route. I understand your journey on that. And so I know the effort that it takes and what it takes to also market it, etc. So,
say the name of the book, Antonio.
My book, How to Ruin the Perfect Child.
Oh,
How to Ruin the Perfect Child. Pick it up on Amazon.
Yes.
I wrote that book 21 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And every time I get a royalty check, I think about how this will live way beyond me.
Yes.
And so that's the power also of writing. So again, congratulations to you, because I know.
Thank you.
So that's huge. Love it.
Yeah.
I want to definitely get your book and read it, the whole trilogy.
Thank you so much.
I think it's an inspiration for all of us on the panel. It's been 30 years of attempting to get one out of me. Writing is not my happy place. When I realized I woke up from the internal self-hatred and realized my writing was 4th to 6th grade level. And a willpower took me through a master's in clinical psychology. So it's been very much a struggle to get this book out of me and to find the right person to assist. So I encourage any and everyone to make that happen, because Antonio, and you said it best, it lives after we get our wings.
Yes, yes.
I think we're all... go ahead.
Who was that?
Me.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, me.
What I was gonna say that I think we're all in our own right. Well, you guys with the show, Art with your show, oh my God, Monica with your book, Anthony with your book, and with everything that we all are doing. I think we're all creating legacies and things like that will live way long after we all unfortunately depart and fold on ourselves to heaven.
That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Chat Daddy, I did want to ask you a favor because I have been trying to get my co-hosts here to Chicago because I often travel to LA to support the House Talk Show in LA. And I have only been able to get Antonio to come and support events and programs here in Chicago. So I hope you can now be that initial influence or additional influence to help get Cheryl and Aaron also here. I know it is still Pride Month. There's a lot of stuff still going on. So maybe you can instigate some of your influence to help me get my castmates here.
I only wish.
Let me see. I do a lot of magic in what I do.
Yes, he does.
So
let me say this. I only wish. I have so many other projects that is popping off at this point that it's so hard for me to travel. But Chris, I love this that you would want. So who knows? But let me put it out there right now. I got to pull off a few. Y'all, I got a technology project. It's so huge. So that's why I can't really move around like I want to. But thank you for this. And who knows down the future, as soon as I pop this off, I'll be ready.
Well, I will be hosting the party that will be welcoming you to Chicago if you come. And then if that does not work, if you never had my cooking, you in for a true treat. If I cook for you, you if I cook for you,
now you know she likes to eat. Now you've seen this.
That's all right. Look, she'll cancel that return ticket home. I'll tell you that. She'd be like, wait a minute now. Any more of them shrimp and grits left? Any more of that? You know what I'm saying? So now I'm putting it on the table. This is Chicago now. Chicago.
We'll be getting 3 tickets and getting y'all on out here. That's for sure.
Well, we ready to make that happen. However, Chris, whenever they're ready to come here, I'm saying it live on camera. There's going to be a hellified party thrown for you and all the cast so that we can celebrate and welcome them to our beautiful city. That's what we do here in Chicago. Okay. All right. Now, I want each of you to leave us with a message of hope and inspiration. So many people are watching us tonight. We have really made a difference tonight by having this conversation. This warms my heart in so many ways. Boo Bear, I might just go to sleep right after the show. So hurry home. I'm emotional. Cheryl, what wonderful message do you want to leave with us tonight? We really appreciate you. So go right in and tell everybody your message of hope during this time of Pride.
Well, I will say that we as the Black community, brown community, we shy away from the words mental health. But really, the house is that's what I say. It's a mental health show wrapped in food, fun, and laughter. And so the word mental health is so rough on the tongue that I call it mind medicine. And so I just encourage everyone to access their power, access the breath. If there's one thing that I can leave, your mind medicine is inside your head. And the moment that you begin breathing long, slow, and deep, long, slow, and deep, then you find silence between the chatter inside the mind. And over a period of time, the mind rewires itself. So I just encourage everyone to start to access that power. How powerful is it? I say this. I'll say it one more time. All the rest is an illusion. All it ever comes down to is the breath. And that is inside of each and every one who has been chosen, highly favored, to watch this. Thanks to all of you tonight.
Cheryl, I love you. I'm going to have you back as a guest. I need to talk to you about so many things that I've read in your bio. Just your backstory is impressive, because I tell people the backstories is really what makes the world the world we live in. And we all have great backstories, but yours is one that I really would love to delve into more.
I just would like to say, if I could turn it all back, y'all, I would. It's been a rough one. So, but I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Antonio, I'm gonna come to you, and then I'm gonna close out with Chicago Chris. The Chris's right. Go right ahead, Antonio.
Okay, I'm a Black man from Detroit, Michigan, and I made a decision when I was 12 years old that I would live the life that I wanted. I've lived a very good life, and I continue to live a very good life. So my message would be, make the decision, choose. Choice is the most powerful tool in your box, and it's at hand always. And if you make a choice that doesn't work for you, guess what? Choose something else. So today, make a decision about who it is you want to be, without regard for whether or not anybody else can appreciate it or understand it. They don't need to.
Oh, I love it. I do. Antonio, I'm looking forward to having you back on as well, too. Chris, knock it out the ballpark. We Chicago, baby. We Chicago, right. Yes.
I will just very humbly say I'm a Renaissance man who is extremely humble and grateful for the opportunities I've been afforded and the chance to actually have a voice in a space where I feel that I can touch others' lives while enhancing my own at the same time. I don't believe that anyone that I actually engage with, I don't have a reciprocating experience with. I feel them the way they feel me. And I am learning, and I am going to say my motivation for people is to learn when things are not serving you well and when they are harmful to you, that you have to find that way to still protect your space and your safety and honor you. Because when we're in this type of world and this type of situation, you just never know. And sometimes you believe that this person had good intentions and they never did. So, so I would just say that I live and move in good intention, and I respond to the way I'm treated.
Wow, beautiful! I just love it. Yes, who's gonna do that? As they always say, that lovely shameless plug for the house. Who's the spokesperson tonight? Who's gonna do that amazing shameless
let
plug?
Our producer do it. Come on, Cheryl.
Yes, come on, Cheryl. Knock it out the park.
Once you come to the house, you're what?
Family.
No, find us at, you guys. Well, how do they find the house? How do they find the house, Antonio?
Fox Soul. YouTube/Fox Soul /The House, or you can catch it on the streaming service on Spectrum, Apple TV, etc. under Fox Soul.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love you guys. We've gotten so many just great feedback from everybody. Loving you guys tonight. People have just said what a powerful conversation. They really appreciate us. I'm just going through. We got so many comments here. I just want to say thank you three for being here tonight. I hope the other host gets better and is watching us tonight. We're praying.
Oh, you will love him. He is amazing. He's so creative and talented.
That's okay. Everybody's coming back to hang out in their own individual right. We talk about everything on this show, so don't worry. You'll be hearing from me, and definitely want to have you guys back. And as I said before, this top row, we all about coming to hang out at your house now. How about that? How about that?
Yes, Monica, can't wait to get the book.
Thank you so much. And I can't wait to get yours, Antonio.
Yes. So one more time, we can find the show where again?
At YouTube/Fox Soul /The House, or at Fox Soul streaming channel on Spectrum, Apple TV, and Roku, and all your major streaming services.
Friday night.
Very good. Friday night. All right.
At 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And I know you guys are Central, so that would be 8 o'clock Central time.
Yes, very good. All right. Well, I love all of you all. Thank you so very much. What a beautiful time together. I look forward to seeing you again soon. All right. Have a beautiful night. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Uh-oh. Let me get everybody rearranged again. Hold on. All right. Good night, you guys. This was incredible. Let me bring the blonde bull back. Hold on. Hey, blonde bull.
Hey,
bull. I can't get rid of you, kind of. Incredible. That was so good. That was excellent.
That was a wonderful,
amazing, yeah. Amazing.
Great conversation. We knocked it off the ballpark tonight, you guys. Oh my God.
That was wonderful.
Yes, it was. We got a lot of just wonderful feedback from everybody. Monika, before we run, let's get your take on what you want everybody to know just about Pride, where we should be, how we should love each other. Let's talk about that.
I just think that first and foremost, and I'm speaking from a very personal perspective, that we have got to, before we can love anyone else, we've got to love ourselves. And it took me a very long time to realize that. And I would just say, be gentle with yourself, and, you can do and obtain any goal, any dream that you want. You just have to want it bad enough. Like we talked about this before, Art. Not many people know that when I was finishing the Evolution of Nikki Blue, I was in the hospital. I had 3 back-to-back surgeries within 45 days. I was high on Oxycontin finishing this book, but I was determined to finish this book before I was released from the hospital. The morning I was released from the hospital, my surgeon said to me, "When is the book finished?" I said, "Today."
Wow.
So even if you do a little bit each day towards your dream, just do it. It's okay. But don't be so hard on yourself.
Mm-hmm. Cheryl was talking earlier about the fact that, writing her book, several times I've said that I was going to write a book. You and I have talked about this. I have so many books in my head, but I always felt that if I ever wrote my book, released the book, no matter what it would be, whether it be my memoir, whether it be my erotica that I want to write, most importantly, I want to write a relationship book about love and developing love. And I think now more than ever, I've been provided that opportunity to be able to do that with Chris and he and I, and be able to talk about and actually profit and grow from our experience with each other. This has been in my mind, this has come through dreams and everything. So I think it was not meant for me to do it then and just wait for this moment now. I really do. Right. Yes.
Right. Right. Yes. And I'm going to stay on you about it.
I know you will. You always do. You always do. Well, Boo Bear, it is your time to shine. What is your message that you want everybody to take away this LGBTQ plus month? And I guess everybody's going to be excited about you and I having our little show soon, huh?
Yes.
I know. I saw like you do. Oh, I guess you just to tee about our podcast already, and that was nice.
Yes, I know. All right, go ahead, Boo Bear.
Well, the message I would like to leave with you guys is that be authentically you. Forget the negative comments. The negative comments going to be there. Don't pay them no mind unless, like I said, they put money in your pockets. Be you, authentically you. Stand for what you believe in, no matter if it's so against the grain. People may not understand it. Because at the end of the day, you just have yourself and the people you love in this world, and that's it.
That is why I love you. That is why I love you. I do. Well, we hope that everybody has enjoyed tonight's show. We ask that you please go over to YouTube, Facebook, subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. If you have anybody who is in your family that's LGBTQ plus, reach out, show some love, be as supportive as you know how to be. And if you don't know how to be, find out how to be. Tonight's conversation was just epic in so many different ways. I felt that we had a good balance of opinions and thoughts and ideas. And then I also feel as if we were a wonderful representation of what positive Black LGBTQ plus lifestyle looks like. And that's you know, my thing more than ever. Well, Monika, I just love you so much, darling.
You know
Please
I love you, Art.
tell
You
your
are an icon.
son, oh, I love you, darling. Tell your son, daughter-in-law, and the family that I love and adore them and hope they're well. I've been following them. They still a fabulous couple. When are they gonna do like a GQ layout? They oh my God, they so fabulous.
They don't need none of that, child. They got 3 kids. They don't have time for nothing but parenthood.
We're gonna make them a superstar like you. So that's why we gonna do that.
Thank you, Art. You know, I love you and I appreciate you. And I'm always honored and humbled to be on your show. I really adore you. Thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure, darling. You know what? Tell everybody how they can get your books. Please do. Tell everybody.
Thank you so much. All of my books, all 3, Pretty Boy Blue, The Darkest Shade of Blue, and The Evolution of Nikki Blue. They're available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles. Also, for those who want signed copies, you can contact me directly through email and my social media, Monika Pickett on Facebook, _ Pretty Monika Pickett on Instagram, and you can Zelle me or Cash at me, and I will send you signed copies.
Oh, beautiful, wonderful. Blonde Bull, what do you want to say? Anything?
Anything to say? Well, Miss Monika, you are amazing. You are incredible. I will be ordering, but I will once, you know, I'm planning something right now. So once all the dust settles, I will definitely be ordering your book.
Oh, thank you so much, sweetie pie.
And also to the both of you guys that, and also to myself and to everybody, we are our own biggest critic. We will pick ourselves to the bones because we think that, and I think we all have a little perfectionist. And it's the same that we're so worried about making sure all the I's are dotted while the T's are crossed. And which I'm learning myself, there is beauty in not having all the I's dotted and all of the T's crossed, because that's where the true magic happens.
And that's why I'm in your life, to make sure you don't make no mistakes, right?
All right.
I know, where the puke bucket, where the puke bucket. Where the puke bucket, it is. Well, Boo Bear, I'll see you in a little bit. Be careful. Be safe. You did a great job tonight. I'm so proud of you. I don't know what to do. I really am.
And thank you so much for having me, Art and Chris.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
I'm so happy for both of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of yet another amazing show. Remember, we won't be back until Monday, July 11th. That'll be our Hotter Than July series. That entire week of July, dynamic speakers, everything on finance, motivation. We're at the halfway point of the year. What have you done to make a difference in this year? You know, have you found love, new career? Have you improved your health? All of those things we'll talk about July 11th in our week of Hotter Than July conversations. Thank you again to the amazing co-host of the house, Fox Soul Friday nights. Check them out. They were just so good tonight. Yes, absolutely. My sister from another mother. Oh, tell your mother I said hello too. You know I just love your mother. Please.
I sure will. We got to do that chicken when we come to Chicago.
All right, please do. Yes. Monika M. Pickett is one of our co-hosts this evening. Blonde Bull, as you guys all know, you found out tonight, is my wonderful other half, who is we're navigating our way through the waters, and we're doing a great job at it. We are. All right. Blonde Bull, be careful. I'll see you in just a little bit. Monika, I love you. For more information, thank you, darling. For more information about yours truly, please visit my website. It would be therealchatdaddy.com, therealchatdaddy.com. Thank you, baby. You pointing up here to me. I'm going to point down to you way over there. Yay. Please do so. We love you guys. Happy Pride. We'll be back in July. Happy 4th of July. All of those great things. Stay well, my friends. Stay hydrated. We love you guys. We'll talk to you when we get back. Go subscribe to The Real Chat Daddy Show. Let me see. I think we got some more comments before we leave.
Also, it's okay to be different, because that's what makes the world go round. By everybody being their own individual selves, is what brings the beauty out in the world. Just a little last minute advice.
Yes, that's very good. You tell me that all the time. You really do. Wishing Chris and Art the best of love in life.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you. We appreciate you guys. We really, really do. Who knew? Who knew?
Who knew, child?
Yeah, who knew? It just, and again, just ran into each other and have not left each other's side since that day. So it just, yeah, it's been interesting. All right. What was you getting ready to say, Boo Bear?
Nothing. It's been amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better these past. Like I said, we're going on lucky number 9 months. So I'm just forever in awe and being grateful. That's all I can say.
Well, I'm in awe that you've been doing well, and you know, yeah, I am too. You matured beautifully, and I appreciate you for that.
That's wonderful.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Y'all make me sick. Oh,
me too. Dr. Look, wear the puke bag. Wear the puke bag. I wear the puke bag. Yes, I know. All that. We love
wonderful.
You guys. Have a
love
good
you.
night.
Okay.
Happy
Bye
Friday.
bye. Love you, Chris. Bye bye.
We love you. We'll talk soon. Bye bye. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real Chat Daddy Show.